Okay, so we're going to get started. This is a screencast of the multiple choice section of the patterning unit test. And the first thing you want to be conscious of is which version your test is. So students either wrote versions A or B. So as you're correcting, make sure that you're correcting the correct version. The version number will be listed at the top of your front page of the test. So in question number 1, it's all about repeating patterns. And one thing we were looking for people to be able to do was to identify the core of the pattern. The core of this pattern has 6 terms in it. The core is R, 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 B, G, Y, and that's being repeated over and over and over again. And so, if this is being repeated over and over and over again, the Y will be the 6th term, it will also be the 12th term, it will also be the 18th term and 24th term, and so on. And these are all of the different multiples of 6. If we were to continue this on, you would eventually get up to 48 as well, which is a multiple of 6. So 48, if we were to plug it back into our diagram here, Y is 48. And since Y would be the 48th term, G would be the 47th, and that means that B would be the 46th term. So on version A, the answer would be B, and on version B, the answer is C. Okay, this is version A and B. In question number 2, it's asking you to extend this pattern to the 8th term. So students would have to recognize that each time it drops by 6, it decreases by 6 every time. And so if we were to continue this sequence for 8 terms, decreasing by 6 each time, 73 minus 6, 67 minus 6, 61 minus 6, and then 55 minus 6 is 49. So the answer is 49. On version A, it would be the answer B, and on version B, it would be the answer D. In question 3, we're looking at a geometric pattern, and in stage 1, there's 1 square, in stage 2, there's 5, and in stage 3, there's 9. So this sequence increases by 4 each time. And so it's looking for the 5th, 6th, and 7th stages. So in this case, if we're looking for the 4th, 5th, and 6th stage, we have to keep adding by 4, so we get 13, 17, and 21, which in version A would be C, and in version B is answer B. For question 4, which rule describes this pattern? Well, it starts with 1, but we have to look to see what happens every time. So from 1 to 3, it could be add 2, but from 3 to 9, that doesn't continue. So students hopefully will recognize that this is multiplication because the gap is changing each time. So we're multiplying by 3 each time. If we look at all the choices here, we can find that it's answer B in version A, and in version B, start with 1 and multiply by 3 is also answer B. In question 5, we're looking for the missing term, so students have to recognize what the transformation is first. So from 7 to 14 and from 14 to 28, it's actually doubling. Okay, so it's multiplying by 2 every time. And so if we look at 56, we have to multiply that by 2 as well. So 56 multiplied by 2 is 112. And so that is answer number C in version A, and in version B, it's answer D. Okay, question number 6 is a repeating pattern. The first thing is to look for the core. So down, right, up, left, down, right, up, left. So the core in this sequence has 4, a down arrow, a right arrow, an up arrow, and a left arrow. Since there's 4 in the core, this left arrow is going to be every multiple of 4. So the 4th term, the 8th term, the 12th term, the 16th term, and so on, the 20th, the the 24th, and the 28th. Since it's the 28th term, this one's the 28th, the next one would be the 29th, which is the down-facing arrow, and then 30, which is the one we're looking for, which is the arrow facing to the right. So in both versions of the test, that's answer B. In question 7, the key to this is this word right here, the total number of seats. And that's what a lot of students missed on when they were doing it. So if I'm going to make a chart here, row and the number of seats. In row number 1, there's 120 seats. In row number 2, there's 134.